running away from bad or towards good. Crazy concept, but most of us tend to focus on the bad. Quick, easy example. Oh, don't eat that pizza because if I eat that pizza, it'll make me fat. And I don't want to be fat, so I'm not going to eat it. So we're looking at like the negative worst case scenario of what could happen from this. And then we're like, no, I'm going to do the opposite of that. Right? That's a bunch of extra steps. The other option, right? That was running away from the bad. The other option is towards the good. And how could you do that? Say, hey, you know what? I'm hungry. Pizza might come to your mind, but it's like, you know what? I want to feel good. I want to feel healthy. I want to lose weight. I want to feel amazing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have this apple and almonds. That's going to be my snack right now. That's what I'm going to eat because it's going to make me feel good. See the difference? They both kind of led to the same thing. They both kind of fought away from eating the pizza and trying to find an alternative. But one of them focused on the bad and another one focused on the good. And I don't know what it is about us humans, but we tend to naturally focus on the negative. We tend to naturally focus on the bad thing, and then we try to avoid it. I'll give a few more examples. Like, oh, don't buy that because that'll make you broke. Instead of saying, you know what, I got to save up some money. Matter of fact, I'm going to use that money towards paying off this credit card so that way I can be financially free in the long run. Same thing, right? Don't buy the bad thing or you'll be broke, or use that money towards paying off your credit card so you can be financially free. Are you starting to see like the connection of how we do this with everything in life? Oh God, I don't want to get an F, so I don't want to like not do the assignment. Or yeah, I want to do the assignment. I want to get an A in the class. Like this can go on and on for every single situation you could think of. But why is it we tend to focus on the bad thing, the negative thing? The more you think about something, whether it's do it or don't, your brain's still thinking about it. It's the natural law of attraction. If I tell you don't think about a white elephant, what's the first thing that happens? You think about a white elephant, right? Oh, you're right. Yes, and I said don't think about it, and you did. See, whether you say don't do it or do it, your brain doesn't know the difference. It's going to think about it regardless. And the more you think about something, the more likely it's going to happen. Does that make sense? So instead of saying, oh, I don't want this bad, terrible result, forget that. Because even when you say, I don't want to think about it, you're thinking about it. It's more likely to happen. Just say, here's the good, amazing thing that I want to accomplish. Here's the good, amazing feeling I want to achieve. And here's the sad part for a lot of you. You don't know what you want. You don't know what positive best case scenario is. You spend so much time thinking about the bad crap that you're trying to avoid, and you just like squash down any positive good energy. I literally want you to take the time and say, what does my perfect day look like? What is my positive goal that I'm going for? What are the good things that I want? How do I want to feel today? You have to visualize it. Matter of fact, a lot of you don't have your goals written down. Now, you might have the goals in here somewhere, like, oh yeah, I kind of thought about my goals and I kind of know what I'm going for. No, that's not good enough. You have to write it down. Because right now, if you've never written down your goals, I don't care if that's typing, I don't care if that's on paper in a notepad, in the sand, whatever, write it down. Because when you have a goal and you're thinking about it, it's invisible. But the second you write it, the second you type it, that invisible thing turned into something you can physically see. And when you can see your goal, you are drastically more likely to accomplish it. So because we spend so much time focusing on the bad, we don't spend the time. What does a win look like? What does your optimal ideal at work feel like? What does it look like? What is it? Some of you have never bothered to think about it because you're like, oh my God, there's all this crap that I got to avoid. And that's junk, man. Trust me, I dealt with that for years where I'm so focused, and maybe it's because I grew up in poverty and grew up poor and I just focused on all the bad things that I didn't want to happen. But as I've gotten older and more mature, I'm starting to realize, like, dude, focus on the good. A lot of you know I've been playing flag football for years. I'm not playing anymore, but I think I made 3 championship winning plays. And all 3 times I envisioned making the winning play. I envisioned myself like, this is the championship play. I'm about to make it right now. And it happened. Now, don't get me wrong. It's natural for me. Oh, don't screw this up. Don't do this bad. Don't forget to do this. Don't mess this up. It takes time. You have to process. You have to work at it. You have to, at one, you got to be aware. You have to be aware that you're naturally going to focus on the negative things. And 2, you have to catch yourself and say, no. Instead of trying to avoid the bad thing, I'm going to focus on the good thing that I do want to accomplish. Because the more you focus on the good, the more likely it's going to happen. And the better you're going to feel deep down inside. And I want that for all of you, man. So you got two choices. You can run away from the bad or towards the good. You know which one I want. Go get that good. Focus on that. Positive, please. You can accomplish anything you want as long as you want to sacrifice and put in the work. I believe in you. Go get them.